Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to this new video. This video is for you, and today I'm having English 2, and today I'm going to start a new lesson, and that is chapter number 4. You can see this on the blackboard. Please be ready with the book on page 17, which deals with adjectives. So today I will discuss the same thing. And my dear students, let me tell you, you will get 2 videos of this chapter. So this is the part 1, and another part will be uploaded in the next class of the same subject. So my dear students, let's get started. You can see today's topic of this chapter. You can see I will discuss these 3 points of this chapter which are very important. First, we will see adjectives and its definition and formation. How adjective is defined and which are the examples of adjectives. At the same time, how adjectives are formed and from which words. Secondly, we will see another important point of the chapter, position of adjectives. Okay, where adjectives are used in sentences. We will see the same. And the third or the last topic of this video is kinds of adjectives. How many kinds of adjectives that we can see? Given in the book, adjectives of quality, quantity, number, distributive, demonstrative, possessive and interrogative. My dear students, you can see these 6 kinds of adjectives. So we will go through all these points from this chapter in this first video. So my dear students, let's see adjectives. Since the name of the chapter is adjectives, that's why we must see adjectives. What is an adjective or how adjectives are formed? So dear students, let me tell you, this adjective is a quite easy word and you have idea of the same since you had studied in your previous classes too. So adjectives, if we have to define this, we can directly say adjectives are describing words. That means adjectives are those words which are used to describe a noun in a sentence. For example, you can see here, let me show you, for example, this one, please check it. I have a beautiful house. This example you can see. So in this sentence, house is noun and this house is described by this word beautiful. So it is an adjective and this is a noun. So beautiful describes the house. So what kind of house? Beautiful house. That's why such words are called adjectives. So dear students, I'm sure you know about adjective. That's why I have just told you, or I have just tried to recall the definition of adjectives. So adjectives means those words which are used to describe noun in a sentence this way. So various types of adjectives are there. Beautiful, ugly, short, long, strong, isn't it? Pale. So these are the types of these are the examples of adjectives that we can see. And another important point of the same is how adjectives are formed. This one is quite important, you know. Actually, adjectives are formed from 2 words, noun and verb. And most important thing is that adjectives are formed by using suffixes. You have to see. Adjectives are formed by using suffixes. And dear student, suffix means the group of letters that are added after the word to get the new word. For example, we'll see. So I can show you a word. Same thing, the word beauty. You see, beauty is not an adjective. Beauty is a noun. So if you put F-U-L, then it becomes beautiful. Now it is an adjective. So F-U-L this is called suffix, since it is used or it has been used after beauty, and this is group of letters. How many letters? We can see there are 3 letters, F-U-L. So these are, or this is called suffix. So we can form adjectives by using such group of letters which are now suffixes. Not only full, we can use another word is, let's see, some verb, create. And if I add IVE, it becomes creative, which is an adjective. Now here IVE, it's an, these are what called IVE, group of letters, it's a suffix. So this one is noun, beauty, and create is a verb. So we can see adjectives can be formed from noun as well as verb. So my dear students, just learn how adjectives are formed. Adjectives are formed by using suffixes, and suffix means group of letters which are added after the word. So my dear students, this is how we can form adjectives from noun and from verb. So same thing you can see on page 17. So different types of suffixes can be added to form adjectives. A, B, L, E, A, L, I, C, A, L, I, S, H. Okay. So dear students, you just go through the book on page 17. You have a lot of examples. Movable, visible, additional, industrial, helpful. A good number of adjectives are given there, and suffixes are highlighted in black color. So my dear students, the important thing is to know the rules of making or forming adjectives. So just remember, adjectives are formed by adding suffixes. This way. I hope you have understood this thing. So what is an adjective? It's clear, and how adjectives are formed, it is also clear from my point of view. Now, another important point is position of adjectives. This one is quite important. Actually, we often use adjectives in our sentences that are being used in our daily lives, but we don't make a close look of that. That's why the same thing is being told here. Grammatically, there are certain rules of using such adjectives in sentences. Okay? You see, you can check your book on page 18, position of adjectives. And if we have to talk about that, then we should know that first thing, adjectives are often used before noun. You can see, adjectives are usually positioned before the noun they modify. You see. So, first point of position of adjective is what? Adjective is used before noun. Before noun, they modify. And we know adjectives means modifying words or describing words. So, first position of adjective in a sentence is that it is used before noun, they modify. For example, you see, same example I can give. I have a beautiful house. Same example, let's have that same. I have a beautiful house. You can see, house is noun and beautiful is adjective. Now we can see the position of adjective just before the noun, which it modifies. This word beautiful modifies house, and house is a noun. So before noun they modify. So the first rule of using adjectives in a sentence is that adjectives are usually or often used or positioned before noun in a sentence, which they modify. So I have a beautiful house. He has strong arms. You see, arms noun, strong adjective. So the position of adjective is just before noun, which it modifies. So my dear students, so this is the first rule of positioning adjective in a sentence, that adjectives are used before noun which they modify in a sentence. So there is another rule. Adjectives modifying indefinite pronouns such as someone, anything, everywhere and nobody are positioned after the subject pronounced. Subject pronoun, you know. Actually, there are some indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns means those words which are particularly not referred to anybody. If I say somebody, someone, everybody, it may refer to me, it may refer to you, it may refer to another third person also. So, these are called indefinite pronouns. So, whenever indefinite pronouns are there in a sentence, then adjectives are used immediately after these indefinite pronouns. For example, we'll see someone, unknown person came here. You see, someone, unknown person came here. In this example, this person is noun and unknown is adjective and someone is indefinite pronoun. Someone, it may be me, it may be you, it may be some other persons. So this someone is called indefinite pronoun. So when indefinite pronoun is there, we have to use adjective immediately after such indefinite pronouns this way. Okay. So you see someone indefinite pronoun and immediately after that we have an adjective, unknown, and then only noun. So my dear students, this is the second rule of the position of adjectives, that if indefinite pronouns are there in a sentence like someone, everybody, anybody, somebody, then we have to use adjective immediately after such words in a sentence. I hope it's clear to you. So, my dear students, so these two are the main rules of using adjectives in a sentence or in sentences. So, first rule is adjectives are often used before noun which they modify. And secondly, if indefinite pronouns are there in a sentence, then adjectives are used immediately after such indefinite pronouns. So same thing can be seen on page 18, position of adjectives 18 and 19. You have a good number of examples. No one wise will make such a mistake. Everyone present cheered her on. So these are the examples which help you to understand this better. So dear students, so you must understand, as I usually tell in the class or suggest you to understand the rules instead of this getting this by heart. So understand and clear up your concept. So my dear students, according to me, second point, that is position of adjectives, also clear. Now we can see or we can easily use adjectives in a sentence. And the third and the last point of this video, of this chapter, is about kinds of adjectives. That means types of adjectives. So you can see on the blackboard a good number of adjectives are given here. Quality, that means adjectives of quality, adjective of quantity, adjective of number, distributive adjective, demonstrative adjectives, possessive adjectives, and interrogative adjectives. So my dear students, this is quite important. You can see such question in the exam. Define adjective of quality. You can have a question, define distributive adjective with examples. That is why knowing their definition along with their examples, it's very important. So dear students, let's get to this point. Now, in this point, we can say the first type of adjective is adjective of quality. You see, adjective of quality, that means those words or those adjectives which tells about the quality of a noun. For example, we can see white, okay, good, honest. These are the words which tell about the quality of a person, and these are adjectives. So adjective of quality you can define. Adjective of quality are those adjectives which refer to the quality of a noun. For example, wise, good, honest, ugly, small. Okay, so this is called adjective of quality. Now you see, next kind of adjective is adjective of quantity. Adjective of quantity refers to those adjectives which gives the answer of how much. Okay, you can see when you ask this question, how much, what you get as answer? You can get this word, less, isn't it? Less, much, more. So these are called adjective of quantity. So adjective of quantity means it refers to those words which give the answer of how much in plural form. You know, see, uncountable noun. So on page 19 you can see adjective of quantity tell the amount of the uncountable noun. So the most important thing while defining adjective of quantity is that it always refers to uncountable noun. And my dear students, as you know, uncountable noun means those nouns which cannot be counted, like less, much, more, isn't it? So this gives answers of how much. So please define this way. And next kind of adjective is adjective of number. So this is quite easy. Adjective of number refers to those words, those adjectives which refer to some countable noun and which gives the answer of how many. You see now, few, okay, 10, okay, more. So these words are usually used to answer the question how many. How many, that means can be counted. That is why the definition of adjective of number is quite opposite of the definition of adjective of quantity. Adjective of quantity refers to uncountable noun. Adjective of number refers to countable noun and gives answer the question of how many. On page 719 you see adjectives of number tell the number of a countable noun specifying how many. So 1, 2, 10, 20, 1,000. Just in number, since it is used to ask question of how many, seek answer of how many. And dear students, the next topic, next kind of adjective, distributive adjective. You see, distributive, this word is taken from the word distribution. Distribution or distribution. Distribution means just to divide or to divide anything and to give to each of the present people. So distributive adjective refer to each people or place in a group. Okay, for example, you can see each, this word E-A-C-H, each, every. So when we say each, that means in a group or between the two, we are referring to one by one. And every means in a group, we are referring to one by one separately. That seems to be distribution. So, and distributive adjectives means those words which refer to each person, which refers to each person in a group. For example, each, every. You can see this on 19. Distributive adjectives refer to each person, place or thing separately in a pair or a group. Each, every, either and neither are distributive adjectives. So just remember the word distribution and we all understand the meaning of the word distribution, and from there we can understand easily. So distributive adjective refers to each group or each person in a group. Okay, for example, each, every, either, neither. So these are the examples of distributive adjectives. And then we can see the next type of kind of adjective is demonstrative. So my dear students, demonstrative adjectives means those adjectives which are used to point out the noun. For example, you see this, that, those. So these words are usually referred to point the noun. For example, if I say this is my pen. So here this word you see, this word is used to point out the pen. So these such words are called demonstrative adjectives. Just demonstrative adjective means those words which are used to refer to the to noun, or which are used to point out a certain noun in a sentence. For example, this, that, those, etc. On page number 920, you can see the same. Demonstrative adjectives, this, that, this, those, point out a specific noun and help to identify it. They are always used before a noun. And the position of these demonstratives are always before the noun this way. Okay? And then fifth kind of adjective is possessive. So my dear students, this is quite easy and you all understand. Possessive means from possession, and possession means to belong, just to show who owns that. So those words which refer to possession of noun, these are called possessive adjectives. For example, if I write this word, you see, your, my, his, their. So these words are used to show the possession of the thing. This is your book. That means this book is yours. This is my book. It means this book belongs to me. So such words are called possessive adjectives or adjectives of possession. So my dear students, you can define this. Adjective of possessive means those words which are used to show possession. For example, your, my, his, their, etc. And then final word, that the last kind of adjective that is given here is interrogative. And dear students, I am sure you know interrogative means question. So those words which are used to ask questions are called interrogative adjectives. And which are those words? Like this one, questioning word. What, why, isn't it? Which. So these are the words, not only these, there are more. So these are the words we usually use to ask questions, and these are called interrogative adjectives. So interrogative adjectives ask questions. They are whose, which and what. So my dear students, so these 3 points are the main topic, important point or main topic of this part 1 video of chapter number 5 adjectives. I hope you have understood it well